In the pathway to becoming a trust fund baby or financial freedom, however you want to phrase this goal, there are a few times you're going to have a financial reset. My name is Paul Vasquez with Tax Lab. We help people become ethical millionaires. So, on your pathway to wealth, to financial freedom, to living off of your savings, your investments, there are two major areas or two major times that you're going to have a financial reset. A financial reset is when you're going to have to take a look at your spending and how much you're earning and try to reset your spending, your budget, your lifestyle to fit your goals. I know there's a lot of living in abundance memes out there. Living in abundance can sometimes be a great marketing tool to encourage people to spend money on overreaching and on your budget in order to get you to buy things, to invest in their abundance package, to get you in a position where now you are more stressed and put on yourself more anxiety in order to reach a higher goal. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're somebody who needs that anxiety to get to your next level financially. But I think there's a better way. Instead of reaching beyond your means, what you can do is do these financial resets. And that's to look at your budget, look at the goals you have financially, how much you want to be saving. So your first one is you're going to take a look at that budget and decide how much you can afford to save. And so there's how much can I afford to save? And then there's another question. Maybe you could tweak that a little bit and saying, how much can I afford to save? And saying, instead, switch that to say, given that I want to save X amount of dollars, can I afford to spend on X, Y, and Z? So by reprioritizing what you want out of life, you have a financial reset. And because of that, you can put yourself into a bit more of a constrained position to help you, incentivize you to go out there and earn more, or to make your investments do a better job of earning for you, right? You want a little bit of this restriction, but instead of putting yourself in a position of fear and anxiety, by taking control and saying, well, instead of saying how much can I afford to save, you want to say, given that I want to save X amount of dollars, how much can I afford to spend? And then look at that budget and begin to plan, begin to utilize your creativity and try to figure out how you can have the things you want out of life without sacrificing the future you, without sacrificing your goals to have a more successful and sustainable financial future. Now that's the first time you have a financial reset. The next one is going to come when your investments begin to line up with your spending, with how much you spend. So what you're earning on your investments begins to line up with your budget. And so when that happens, you can begin to make that transition from living off of your earnings from labor to living off of your money's earnings. Let those golden workers earn for you. And when you make that change, once again, you might have to kind of tighten the budget a little bit more. Say, given that I just want to live off my interest, my investments, my long-term capital gains, can I afford to spend on different various things? And you might say, oh, well, I want to live in abundance. You can live in abundance, but you have to remember that if you want to reach certain goals, it means that you have to plan and you have to use your creativity to think, how can you have that feeling of abundance and meet your goals of first being able to save, and then next living off only the interest of your savings. And then you still want to work because you want to increase that living budget, that spending budget, by then saving more, saving a higher percentage of your labor earnings to get to a better position. So I think there are two main financial resets that you're going to have. The first is when you're kind of getting started and you're saying, okay, I need to save more. And the next one is saying, hey, I just want to live off of my savings. And both those positions are going to have you kind of realign and reset your financial spending habits to help align with a higher and better goal. So it's up to you whether you think that is living in abundance or not. I think that by laying good foundations, you can have increasing abundance through the future, but you have to let your creativity be inspired in the areas that are going to help you succeed in those goals, and not just try to blindly believe that somehow magic will happen to you. Positive things can happen to you all the time, but you want to open up the pathways for them to happen to you instead of going beyond your means and having financial burdens instead of financial resets. So if you want a plan that's designed for you, for where you are in life, that leads you to where you want to get to, maybe you want to become a trust fund baby for yourself and live off just your investments. Maybe you want that to constantly increase, and maybe you want the tax advantages of living that way to benefit you, so you're paying less in taxes and earning more. Tax Lab has a plan for you. Go to lab.tax, click on advisory services, and get your free 15-minute introductory phone call where we see if our services are a good fit for you. I wish you guys all the success.